In this video, I'm going to share the reasons why I joined Real Broker as a realtor. So let's get right into it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Zach Belizzi. I've been a realtor here in Algonquin, Illinois for the past 6 years now. I have done over 90 transactions, which equates to just under 20 million in sales. So I've been around the block when it comes to brokerages. This is not my first brokerage that I've been with at Real. I was at Keller Williams for a little bit, about a year and a half, Kale Realty, and Compass, all for about a year and a half. And honestly, they just never felt like home. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but there was always something that they could have improved on, and they just never did. And honestly, the longer I was at those brokerages, they just kept changing things. They kept changing the commission structures. They kept changing their marketing and their CRM website, and it kept getting worse and worse, unfortunately. And with Real right now, everything is going very, very well. They just keep improving on everything. So that's just a little introduction, and then right now I'm going to get in a presentation, give you a bit more backstory as to what Real is as a brokerage. So let's get right into it. So this is going to be the presentation. So here is the first page, and then just to give you an overall idea. So we are at now just over 30,000 agents. This was, earlier of this year, back in April, as to when this was created. So this was founded in 2014. It's in all of the 50 US states and Canada. Revenue at 1.26 billion, 120,000 transactions last year. And then REAX, this is actually listed on the NASDAQ stock market, which is pretty cool. And then as far as some pillars, so 1 through 6, you keep more money. So every commission, every sale that you do, you're going to keep more money every single time. Building wealth, there's a lot of different ways to build wealth with this company, which is really different than a lot of the big name brokerages. Those brokerages, you're just really, making commissions, and that's really the only way you're making money. But with Real, they have a lot of different options. State-of-the-art tech. So with this, I really do love the app. It makes everything super, super easy. For example, when it comes to you putting in paperwork, or when you need to get paid, you can just upload the master statement in the app, and then you can just get paid out from there, as well as your check. And then training, they have so many different trainings. It's actually pretty amazing. I have never seen this at any other brokers either. They have over 700 videos, which is good because let's say you're doing, let's say you're at 20 to 30 transactions, a year, and you're doing pretty fine, and you want to get to 40 or 50, there's classes where, they give you ideas as to how you can then move to that next level, which is awesome. Revenue share. So if you get people to join Real, essentially it's called attraction. So if you get them to join under you, essentially, then you also get some revenue share, which is cool. Supportive community. So they also have masterminds every single week that you can always join, which is awesome. And that is pretty much the pillars. And then we'll go into keeping more. So great splits, low caps, and low fees. So with Real, you are at an 85-15 split, which is very competitive, very amazing. No monthly fees, so you're not paying any monthly fees, any desk fees, no $50 a month, $100 a month just for having a desk fee at an office, which you don't need. 12K annual cap, so this is if you're by yourself. So once you pay Real $12,000, then you can cap, and then you're going to be at 100% commission. So if you do more volume, let's say you sell, homes between $500,000 and $1,000 to $1 million, you're going to cap a lot faster than if you're selling $200,000 to $300,000. Here is the agent plan right here. So 85-15 commission split, 12K annual cap, and then 100%. 285 transaction fee, or 15%, whichever is less after cap, and $125 per rental transaction. And then transaction fees drop to $129 once elite agent status is received. So we will go more into that. $249 joining fee, so that's what you need to pay if you start, your first time joining. $40 CBR fee. This is just a compliance and broker review fee per transaction. Again, no monthly fees. $750 annual brokerage fee paid from the first 3 transactions per anniversary year. So you need to pay that every single time. And then up to 3 personal transactions per anniversary year with a $250 transaction fee. So let's go. And this is going to give you an idea of, so there's 2 ways you can join Real. You can join Real as an individual agent, or you can join Real as a team member. So if you join Real as a team member, your cap is only going to be $6,000. So you just need to pay Real $6,000, and then you're going to be at 100% with Real. But then you also have to pay a fee to your team leader, and that totally varies as far as like what split you're at with your team leader. And then this is the team plan. So pretty similar, same stuff, $40 BOP fee, the monthly fees. Pretty much all the same stuff there. So Build Wealth, again, like I mentioned before, this is publicly traded on the NASDAQ market for the stock market. So cool thing about this is you can opt into this or you don't have to. I personally did because I'm very bullish on this company and the stock. So what you can do is opt into the stock program. So this is before the cap. You're 5% of the commission paid out in stock. So you're going to get this. So let's say you make, $5,000 or like $10,000 on a commission, then 5% of that is going to go into the Real stock, and they're going to bonus you 10% for free, which is amazing. Free, essentially free money. And then after you cap, depending if you're at $12,000 or $6,000, then it's going to be $10,000 of commission paid out in the stock, and then $15,000 bonus. And then that's pretty much an idea for that. And then just gives you some more info down here. And then like to receive these stocks as well, like you do need to be with this company for a few years. You can't just, get it all up front with the vesting and all that stuff. And then capping and attraction rewards. So this is if you cap, so $12,000 cap, then you're going to receive 150 shares when you cap. And then if you tracked agents, you're going to be at 75 shares. Team member, if you cap 6,000 cap, and then you're going to get 75 shares, and then 35 for attracting. And then elite agent stock awards. So this, you're only able to get this if you're at a $12,000 cap. So you could do this if you're on a team. If you're on a team, your cap needs to be $12,000 though. If you're on a team, it won't unfortunately work if you're at 6,000. But if you cap, let's say you cap at 12,000, you've given out to Real, and you pay $6,000 in post-cap transactions. So how we get this number is, I believe it's $285 after every single time you close a deal. So it really depends on the market, but you're going to be at, once you cap, you need to sell like 20 more homes before that anniversary year to then get this elite agent status. And then you're going to get $16,000 in stock, which is a lot of money. Or you could also teach monthly. So you really need to show Real that you can, if you're selling, let's say you sold 40 homes in a year, and every home you've sold is like, let's say $1 million above, that you can teach a class as to, what kind of like your thoughts are and processes are as to how you're doing that, those amount of transactions every single month. And then you can do that. And then get an $8,000 award in stocks. So you're just teaching classes through the Real Academy. Super amazing. Real retirement. So it has like a retirement program, and then willable revenue share. So unfortunately, if something happens, then all the revenue share that you get from the agents you have attracted can go to your people who are in your will and all that stuff. And then co-sponsor revenue share as well. So our best talent comes from the recommendations of our agents and team effort. So to acknowledge this, we will be introducing the ability for 2 agents to co-sponsor. So you can also do this as well if you're, let's say I'm here in Illinois, and then I know someone that's in Florida who's looking to join Real, that you can co-sponsor because you get that referral relationship, and then they can be under that referral partner. State-of-the-art tech. So again, this is pretty amazing. So the 2 apps that we use are WorkVivo. This is basically for everything, for documents, for the referral program. I'd say referral program. So it's basically just like, this app is kind of like Facebook. So it's a referral program where someone posts a post. Let's say they're looking for an agent in Atlanta, Georgia. Then you can go on there and just say, hey, I love the opportunity. And then this is the Reason app right here. So this shows you literally everything. And so this can be on your phone or laptop, which is pretty in depth. So it'll show like all your listings right here, your year, and then how much you need to cap, how much you've made in commissions. And it's cool because it gives you a breakdown. So if you want, after this presentation, I'll go in there and show you everything. Training and education. So like I mentioned, 700 in classes, super awesome. I've been in there, have gone through a couple of courses, which have really helped me a lot. And there is live sessions which you can always join in the Real Academy. And then this goes more in depth about the revenue share. So this is once you get agents on your team. So, or not your team, but like you introduce them to Real and then they use your name. So there's all different tiers. If you get 1 to 4 agents, then you're going to get 5% up to $4,000 per referred agent per year for capping. So basically how this works is every time they close a deal, then you're going to get paid a revenue share, which is pretty awesome. And it just gets better the more you refer agents to. 5 to 14, 4%, 15 to 19, 3%, 20 to 24, and then all of that stuff. So the more agents you can refer, the more money you're going to get. But I think of it as like, because you're not really like recruiting them, you're really attracting them to Real, and you're really helping them out, because when they're with this company, they're going to be making a lot more money, and they're going to have an amazing culture like no other. You're going to be able to have all of these free classes, which is amazing. And I just 100% am confident that whoever joins Real as a broker, you're going to love it within the first year, and you're going to be like, wow, this is, this place feels like home, and I'm not going to want to go to any other brokerage, because there's nothing else that offers the benefits that Real does. And then supportive community, so all 50 states and Canada. And then some additional benefits, just Real Signature, Consumer App, and Real Awards. And that's pretty much it. That is just an overview of why I joined Real, just a little introduction. Again, I've been around the block when it comes to brokerages, and this is the only company that I see myself long-term. Again, no other brokerage that I was with, I ever saw it like short-term, because it's just like, 1 year and a half. It's just like, I don't really, this brokerage is not, just doing it for me. So again, Real, this is the best brokerage. Trust me when I'm saying this. If you're watching this video and you're with a different brokerage, there is no brokerage that is going to offer you 85-15, the stock program, the revenue share, and the other ways of being able to make income with this brokerage, because I think of it as like it's an entrepreneurship brokerage, and the rest of them are just commission based, and that's it. There's really nowhere to grow. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you on the next video.